Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Kat of StrayKatStyle. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I tell you, it definitely makes a difference when when Instagram is playing with you. Hey, Joni, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to episode 5 of Conversations with StrayKatStyle. I am going to be speaking with a lovely Tisha of Elephant in My Room. I'm really excited. I've been looking forward to this for a few months, and we finally had the perfect timing to come on together, which I'm so I'm so excited to talk to her and learn more about her journey with fashion and all of that good stuff. So let me go on, and I'm going to tag her, then I'm going to do my pin, and then we'll go on and get started. Okay, give me just a second. Hold on. Let's see. Starting a little bit. There we go. And then let me do my thing. Sit down. I hope you guys are having a wonderful morning. How's your morning going? All right. Okay, yay. Okay, this is really exciting. I was a couple of minutes late, so hopefully she'll be popping on soon. Just to give you a little bit of a quick rundown of Stray Kat, Conversations with StrayKatStyle. Basically what it is an interview series that I'm rolling out not only on Instagram, but on YouTube. And what I'm doing is I am interviewing women of color that either have kind of a flair for fashion, they are running their own small businesses, or they're doing both. I have had the pleasure of interviewing some lovely ladies thus far. This is interview number 5. And what we do is we discuss their journey, how they started, how they came into either reselling or their fashionista status, and what kind of influenced them in their journey. Now, when I do these interview series, when I do these sit downs with these wonderful ladies during the interview series, we basically learn more about them, because there's probably always like little things that, you just can't in a post or in a reel or in a live, that you just don't learn about people that you see really rocking the game. You don't get to know them as much as we would like. So basically what this is doing is just giving us the opportunity to learn learn more in a kind of a relaxed setting, hopefully. And so every interview, every sit down is going to be slightly different, because everybody has their own journey, right? Everyone has their, the people that influence them, they have their, whether or not they just came into it by themselves, they just got kind of they may have watched old movies or whatever, and they kind of were influenced by those, and they just kind of came up with their own little kind of vision of how they wanted to proceed in fashion and other arenas. So I'm just waiting for just a moment for, I did not check my messages to see if she is running late. If you will give me just a second, I am going to... And I'm going to check on her and see if she left me a message. Thank you. This is a dress. I just got it a couple of days ago. It was a dead stock dress. It is absolutely beautiful. I love it. It's got the split neck, and I love the pointed sleeves. I'm a big fan of oh my God, pointed extended collars. I love, right? The sleeves are a little bit short for me because I got long arms. So I went ahead and rolled them, and then just stuck with a flower theme that flowers in the hair, flowers on my ears, flowers on my neck. So it's really fun. Okay, so let's see what's going on. I'm going to see if she left me a message, saying she's running late, or let's see. It doesn't look like it. So hopefully we will be hearing from her soon. Let me check. I'm going to pull her up. If you guys do you guys have any questions for me while we're waiting? Is there anything that you'd like to learn about me, about my journey, my influences in fashion and things like that? Would you like to learn more about me? You can feel free to ask me any questions. that you have while we're waiting for Tisha to pop in? Do you have any questions for me? I know I pretty much share. I totally, overshare. Totally overshare all the time, all the time. So maybe you already know quite a bit about me. I'm not sure what is going on. Let me see. Let me send her a message. Let's see, it's 11:08 here. All right, so let's see what's going on. So is there something that you want to learn about me? Because I have a feeling people will come and go. I definitely want to, I want to learn more about Tisha. I'm really excited. So hopefully we will hear back from her soon. How did I get started sourcing? Okay, so I have like decades experience with retail, and I'm also like a musician, and I had my own business where I was going and I was teaching at preschools and assisted living centers. And so I was a lot of times before it was like Destination Imagination. That was the original title when I was living in different states. So when COVID happened, I have a compromised immune system. So like if I get sick, I'm sick for a long time. And so it was really a scary thought because I absolutely love the kids. And so I'm not going to go there and be like, okay, don't touch me. I'm not going to do that. So Josh and I, the hubster, we sat down and we talked about it, and we're thinking like, what could we do? And then a lot of people were going online and they were sourcing. So my friend, as we were traveling, we traveled for 2 years. It's a very long story, but we were traveling for 2 years in our GMC motorhome, 77 GMC motorhome. Her name was Eartha. And as we were traveling, I was buying things at like little like buy, sell, and trade stores, and I was selling things, and I had like things stored like under the bed. So I had a little bit of taste of that. And my friend was like, when we moved to Boulder City in here in Nevada, she's like, you know what, you should do live sales. And I was like, I don't know about that. So then when we moved into our house in Boulder City, we were like, okay, so do we want to do the online business? And so I was like, okay, let's do that. Let's do that. So we got started on Poshmark and eBay. Basically, we were doing those kind of before, but not on a bigger scale. We were doing eBay. And so we went from 0 listings to 5,000 listings in like a year. So what that meant is Josh started off first because we were worried about me getting sick. So he started out sourcing first, and he would go and he would, bless his heart, like most of the stuff that he's sold, he has come like leaps and bounds. He's like learned so much of the terminology and what resells and all that, but he really has a really good eye. So he would source first, and he would bring me things, and I would get up, literally make my coffee, have my breakfast, and then I would list all day, like all day until like 8 o'clock at night. Of course, I'd get up and make meals and all that stuff, but basically that's all I was doing. And I was doing that for a year. And we went from 0 to 5,000 listings on Poshmark. Because eBay was giving us a problem, we kind of rolled it back and then did just Poshmark, but we kind of grew it and grew it and grew it. And so we went from, we're at like 150,000 followers on Poshmark. And that is like, eBay and Poshmark are like our main resale sources. So we started sourcing then. And then when we felt I was able to go out with a mask, then I started sourcing. So we had some favorite spots that we go to. I've kind of fine-tuned that. Now that we had so many listings, we've kind of dwindling down because I'm doing more live sales. So I source pretty much every day. And I go out and I look for little so I don't typically buy in bulk. Like I did that for my operation. I bought in bulk, but typically I go and I look at every single item. Every single item. I'm hoping that we're not doing 2 o'clock my time. I hope. Because today is Thursday, right? Isn't today Thursday? Yes, Thursday. So I'm not sure what's going on. I sent her a message. Sorry. Okay, she's coming. She's coming. She lost track of time. Girl, I was running around this morning. I ran around with like a chicken with my head cut off. I'm like, what can I put on? Trying to change because the dress I was wearing, it was too big. And so I was like, oh, what do I do? What do I do? And so I was like running around changing. And I was like, ooh. I have those purchases that I just got in the mail. And I was like, I think I liked one of those dresses a lot. And it has flowers on it. And I want to keep these earrings in. So then I open this and it fits me so perfectly. It is so amazing. You guys will get to see it when I do my lives. But today I'm doing dresses and skirts. Okay, so dresses, skirts, and jumpsuits. So you're going to see caftans, you're going to see dresses, vintage and contemporary. There's some Mexican style dresses. There are some cotton caftans. They're regular caftans with like polyester that are heavier weight. Maxi dresses, the gamut. So it's going to be a lot of dresses today. So that's why I wanted to wear a dress today versus like my skirts and all that stuff. But you know I like to wear dresses anyway. So it's going to be dresses and skirts today. I tell you, there's some cuties. I'm like wondering if I could tease you guys. Let me tease you with a couple. I have a couple up here. Hold on just a second. All right, let's see. While we're waiting on her, we might as well do a couple of things while we're waiting. Okay, so let me show you. There's two. Okay, so there's this one. Now this one is really like a medium. It is not a large. It's like a medium. I tried it on and I couldn't get it zipped on the side. Look at this thing. Look at how cute she is. She's a mini dress. She's got like ruffles on the front. She is so dreamy on. She just would not zip all the way on the side for me. Look at that cutie. Okay, so that's one of the dresses. It's Rory Becca. It's a collaboration with Forever 21. So it's a higher end designer that did a collab with them. And I tell you this, it's lined. That thing is like stunning. So there's that one. And then this is another one. This one says it's a large. This one's not a large either. This is like a medium. It's definitely a medium, slim, almost like a slim medium. Okay. There's this one. This one is red and white polka dots. It is low cut. It's a mini dress also. Let me get this sleeve. It's a mini dress. It's got sheer sleeves. It's red with white polka dots. Look at that low V. This is a mini dress also. So there's just a couple of the dresses that are going to be rolling. She has an audio call. Let's see. Let me have her tell her to join my live. Decline. Okay. Let's see. Let me message her. Clothes or jewelry. You know what? That's really wild because at first I was just doing clothes and I was doing a little bit of jewelry, but not a lot. I was doing like jewelry and accessories to kind of coordinate with the pieces that I had. And then I, with my surgery for my arm, which I fell the other day, so I re-injured it. I started doing jewelry, and I think that now a lot of people are associating me with jewelry. So I have to like kind of reintroduce the fact that I like have a lot of clothes to offer that are stellar. And as far as what I decide, I guess I do pick up some like, if it's a trend item, I may, if I get a request and someone's like, I really want this, I may go look for them. But I have like with my retail experience, I've kind of like learned the kind of a universal styling that can be more timeless. Like both of these dresses, like the red and white polka dot could easily be 90s. You know, it could be 90s. It's very current, but it could easily be a 90s style. The ruffle pleated one is kind of on trend now also. Perfect for some spring and summer, but it's a classic. That crisscross with the pleating, that's a classic silhouette. And so it will be like, it's not going to go like out of style. I want you to be able to pick pieces that you can wear a year from now or 5 years from now, because they're kind of a classic style, even though I do pick up trendy pieces. trendy pieces on a like I do. I definitely do that. So but I do love collecting jewelry. Like this is a piece I picked up that I've like had for a while. It's like a resin flower. It's like multiple resin flowers and it brackets. It's a gold tone. It's a vintage piece from the 50s. And so I've learned to like figure out kind of like I buy universally. Like I buy inclusively. So when I look, I don't look for just like, you know, everybody, like some people have their niche and they do like really like kind of like over the top 80s jewelry and over the top 80s styles. And that's their niche. And then I see people that are like, Jill from, why am I blanking on her name? She's amazing. Hey, morning. Jill, it'll come to me. She kind of does like a lot of Afrocentric pieces, bright pieces, but then she mixes in a lot of ethnic pieces, and that's kind of her deal. And for me, I should be more like fine-tune in what I source and what I offer, but I've always had that mindset of inclusivity, so I'm thinking of everybody when I'm buying. You know what I'm saying? When I'm buying jewelry, I'm not just doing 80s. I'm doing boho. I'm doing native. I'm doing African. I'm doing 80s. I'm doing rock star, like kind of a rock vibe, you know. I'm doing very girly, like somebody that likes to wear vintage girly dresses. I'm picking out the floral things for them. So I try and like have a really rounded sense of what I pick up. And I don't know if it's detrimental or a positive. I don't know. But I'm just, you know, as I'm getting back into clothing, we'll see what happens as far as like, if I get more people coming into my clothing lives, you know, and, I'm still a new baby when it comes to doing the lifestyles. I'm only 8 months in, and I'm really like only in the first couple of months were like very, very scary and bad. I ain't afraid to say it. It was bad. Like I'd be on for like 45 minutes or an hour. Like not a single person would come in. I was like, oh my God. And then I want to cry. I'm like, nobody likes me. So then I had some people come in that were just like fire. They lit a fire under me. And it was like MB Desert Nana, Mary Beth, and Darla, D Stiletto Fashion. They came in, they said, girl, D Stiletto's like, don't let them be annoyed. Promote. She was like, do that. And then Mary Beth was like, go on Barcode. She's like, go on Barcode. You need to go on there. Oh yeah, can you believe it? Can you believe it? I'm looking at, where is my guest? She just told me that she's going to be here in a minute. She tried to do an audio call, and then she says that she said yes. So she's going to come in. So hopefully she'll be joining me now. Oh, she's in traffic. So I guess she's going to pull over. Such is the life of a mother, right? A mother with a young one, you know, I tell you, it's crazy. So, so she's pulling over. She's going to probably park and then she'll join me. So I'm not sure how long she'll be able to be on, but hopefully it'll be a good amount of time. It's really exciting. What was I going to say? What else can I say? So I know, Nikki, you're like, girl, I already know enough about you. I don't need to know more about you. What do I not know? Too much information. TMI all the time, nonstop. So yeah, once I just got out of myself, you know, and embraced my silliness, because, you know, if you've been in my lives, you know, I'm silly. I sing, I dance, I am a goofball, you know, and that's my personality. Once I embraced it and said, you know what, some people are going to like me, some people aren't. I'm just going to be myself, you know, be true, be myself. It's definitely does wonders. I know it seems like I've been on for more, but it may be pushing 9 months, but it really hasn't been that long that I've been like seriously doing it. And, you know, I tried Whatnot around then before it became super, super popular. We were on there and I overwhelmed myself. So then I came back to Instagram and that took off. And then I'm trying to get my feet back, wet again in Whatnot. She says she's pulling over. She's in traffic, so she's pulling over. It's probably taking her a second. Yes, you did. And Nikki, you know, I remember just from the beginning, Nikki has been like, I tell you, she probably gets little extra goodies in there because she is such a, I have some really, really, really loyal, like ride or die buyers and supporters, and hopefully they feel that I support them also. I have those people that continually support me and give me positive words, and they see that I'm struggling with whatever, and they kind of reach out to me and they just lift me up and help me glow, glow up, and Nikki's one of those people. And I always, when I start talking about this stuff, I start getting emotional. So I'm going to have to like, reel it in, cat, reel it in, reel it in. Yeah, reel it in, mellow out. But she has been like, so, I just, there's some people that have just been so amazing in the journey thus far. And so I wanted to do something. The conversations with StrayKatStyle came to being because I wanted to, I'm a talker, obviously. Seriously, Nikki, I was like, I was feeling it well. I was feeling it well in there a little bit. So I had to like, whew, okay. I think that doing live sales and doing it's a great it is a great thing, and it's allowing a lot of us small business owners to like offer up a little bit more, not just on platforms, to have like a live thing where they can get to know the seller and all of that stuff. That's great. Doing these interviews, it came to be because I'm like, I was not seeing us represented enough. And so I'm like, I'm small potatoes and I'm just getting started, and I've just started. If you guys could follow me on YouTube, that would be amazing. I would really appreciate it, so I can get more subscribers and more views. If you could do that and spread the word. But I'm just like, we need more representation. I'm like, we are out there. Our fashion and our sense of style gets bit off of all the time. And I'm like, we need to see more faces in like interview series and broadcasts and podcasts and all of that stuff. And there are people that are doing it. And so I'm like, you know what? We need to have more of that. So I'm going to join in doing that. So then I'm like, okay. So I started on trying to do it on, Spotify and then Anchor, and then I was just having some technical difficulties. So I'm just like, you know what? As I'm figuring this out, I'm just going to do it on Instagram. I'm already using the platform. I'm already like on here. Let's just do it. Start reaching out to people. And my very first interview was my thrift shift. And I tell you, my thrift shift, Felicia, is like, talk about somebody that is like spirit animal reseller. I'll call her my spirit animal because I think that she just does it so well. And she'll take it back and say that she's still learning all that good stuff. But she is really, really, and we're going to do a live together soon. She is really, really amazing. And she was my first interview. And she was with me when I first tried to do it. And I had the technical difficulties. And I'm like, I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. I stepped back. And then I was like, okay. Then I just started doing it on Instagram. But she's my first one. I mean, she literally stuck with me for like, we tried for like almost 3 hours on and off. 3 hours to get it worked out, and we did not get it worked out. And I had my shirt picked out, and she had her cute little shirt, her sequin shirt on. We're like, this is what we're going to wear for the interview. And so when I did my interview with her, I kept that shirt, and I did that shirt again because I wanted that to be the first shirt. And so she was my first sit down, and learned lots of wonderful, wonderful things about her. And so this is your opportunity to learn more about these resellers. You see them, you see their fly reels, you see like, they may involve their family in their reels and their posts and things like that, but you never really get to like sit down with them and see. Let's see. She says she's pulling over. That was a little bit ago. Hopefully we'll have her joining soon. She may be having technical difficulties getting in, and it's just easier to do the live if she. I'm wondering if no, because that'll block it out. Maybe let me do another. Let me do another tag and see if that helps her get in. Hold on. Let's do. Maybe this will help. Okay. Let's see if that helps her get in. You guys, thank you for sticking with me for so long. I know that it's a little bit of a delay. Things happen, especially in this life. This thing's called life. In other words, the afterworld. Should we do Prince? Oh no, let's go. Energy. Oh no, let's go. Dun, dum dum, do do dum dum, dum dum, do do dum dum, dum. Believe you got friends. Come on here. Was all I heard. Don't, elevator, don't. Oh no, let's go crazy. Right? I said, let's go crazy. Is she coming? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. If I had you guys all in here with me, we do a sing around. Sing around. We can all take our time going around. Hey, Britt, girl. Is where I sing a line, you sing a line, she sing a line, he sing a line, she sing a line, we all sing a line. Britt, welcome. We're waiting for Tisha, Elf in my room. She's coming. She says she's coming. She's pulling over. Yeah, girl, I'm silly. Okay. Oh, cool. She reached out to you. Cool. That's what I figured. So I tagged her again because I'm like, you know what? Let me tag her again. See if that'll help. Thank you for letting me know. Everybody's like, where's your guest? So of course I'm sharing too much. You guys can always put in requests. If I know a song, I'll sing it for you. Want to hear it? Here it goes. Only if you want to. You don't, whatever you want to do. If you want to have some fun, right? Okay, so we're waiting for, okay, so I'm going to talk about a little bit of while we're waiting, I'm going to talk about a little bit of how I got into like the whole like collecting and reselling, going to thrift stores, because as I was growing up, we were having difficulties financially, like severe. And my first little taste of it is that we had to do a gift exchange. And I really didn't have money. I didn't have money to get a gift. And so, you're in high school and you're like, what do you do? And so I went to a thrift store and I picked out this 70s little cropped. Oh, she's here. Yay. Woo. Okay, let's get her in here, y'all. Let's get it started. Ha. Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started. Ha. Excited. And I just can't hide it. I'm about to lose control and I think I like it. Hey. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm like still in my car.
I know you think you're pulling over.
Yes, I was pulling over. I'm in the alley. I'm out of traffic. I feel so bad. I'm so sorry. I lost track of time and then it was a lot going on.
Girl, if you were flying my house, I was running up and down the stairs. My husband's like, you fell the other day. You need to just slow down. You fell, so you need to slow down. I'm running up and down, trying to get ready. And I'm just like, I didn't like the dress I was wearing. I was just like, cute. And then I was just like, thank you. I bought this from another reseller. I'll have to do a reel. I like to do reel shout outs, so I'll do that in a bit today. But let's go on and get started, because I know you probably got a lot going on.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
So it's all good. You know what? It's life, right? It's life. What can you do? What can you do? It's life. So I am welcoming the lovely Tisha in my room. She is one of the first ones. She is Elf in my room. She is one of the first ones, along with Fit by Britt and Spin the Block. They were the ladies that I like when I was like really kind of doing the deep dive into reels and things like that, that I kept coming across their reels and their lives. And I was like, wow, when I start my interview series, they're on the list. They're on the list. I'm like, I'm reaching out to them, and they're on my list of who I want to interview, because I think it's really important that we not only interview, because all of these ladies have, there's some commonality. Not only are they like fashionistas, but they are business owners. They are women of color. They have families. They're juggling all of this, and they're shining. in these avenues. So I'm like, you know what? We need a platform so we can do this. Like shout out. So I was really really excited. I reached out when I was first starting, and then this time I reached out. She's like, sure, and I was like,
Yes.
ah.
And
I
then I
ran
was
and told
like, I'm
Josh.
so
I was like,
sorry.
she's gonna do it. I was so excited. I was like
I'm
losing it.
excited to be here. I'm so sorry I was late and I switched phones and like this service is really bad, so I'm so sorry. But I'm excited to be here.
Yeah. So everybody, I'm pretty sure a lot of people just, they know who you are already, but why don't you go on and introduce yourself and, you know, any little, like, you want to let them know about you. That's not like a deep dive, but, just let them know a little about you, and then we'll go on and get started.
Okay, cool. So hey girl, hey everybody. My name is Tisha. I'm the owner and creator behind Elephant in My Room. I specialize in sustainable fashion, specifically vintage. I'm a mom of two. I have a son and a daughter. I live in the DMV, so I'm here in DC and Maryland, basically between both places right now. And yeah, that's about it.
I'm loving those glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah, cute. I've been buying a bunch from Amity
AMC.
Tina.
Okay.
And so
I got
I buy a lot of hers from her. Those are cute.
Thanks. These
So
are
did you buy those from
Zillow.
another reseller?
No, so these are prescription. I'm actually a Zillow affiliate, so if you use the code EIMR8, you get a percentage off. So they have, these are prescription, but they have non-prescription and sunglasses and just regular fun
Oh,
person.
little quick shout out.
Yeah, a little plug
I might have to
there.
remember that. You might have to send me the info so I can put it in the post so people
Okay,
can
for sure.
so I can put more information about it. Okay, so now as I mentioned, I've been seeing your reels and I've been seeing your lives, and if you could describe what your like if they said they did a little paragraph on like this is who I am, what I do, what would you say about like what your vision is as far as like your business, your fashion, say, because you did the sustainable fashion, you said vintage, but if it's like it's a mom, it's a small business owner, but is there anything else that you would include in that caption that kind of says like this is a quick little snippet to let people know like this is her as a seller?
I mean, not really. I don't identify myself as a reseller, although that's what I do. Elephant in My Room is a brand. So by definition, yes, I'm a reseller, but it's a brand. I started off as a blogger, so creating content is just something I enjoy doing. I've done it since 2013. I like style now, so you could call me a stylist, but you know, I don't like to box myself in, thus Elephant in My Room. So I don't know, like I struggle with bios. Like if you look at my blog bio, it's gonna say mom of two, winging it, modern vintage style affair. Like that's just me in a nutshell. But I don't know.
So,
That's
okay,
it.
so you're talking about some stuff that I didn't know. So this is
Okay.
interesting because, and it's funny because people tell me I'm a brand, and I'm like, I'm a brand? I got a brand? What? You know, when did this happen? I don't
Yeah.
get it. I don't understand. When? And it's funny because we have that in common. But I used to, for the love of, I used to have a blog, and I tell you, we had some trippy stories, like some gross stories, some like fun from traveling around we traveled for 2 years,
Okay.
and oh my gosh! And so I love blogging. That's something I want to get back into. So,
Yeah.
so let's start because you said you used to be a blogger.
Yeah.
Okay, but
So
you still
I
blog.
started blog.
So
Yeah.
tell us about that.
So I
We'll
started
do
blogging.
each step.
Okay. So I guess it started officially in like 2013. I've always played around with the camera, but I thought I would take it serious in college. I'm here in DC. I'm originally from North Carolina. So I would like get up, set up my tripod, my camera, learn my angles, you know, do the whole thing. Even back then, I was thrifting. My very first thrift store I went to here was Prime Thrift. Literally, that I got on the bus in front of Howard. It took me straight there. I remember how to get back home. So like that was my lifestyle then. I started off, my blog was named Coquettish. So it was so corny back then. I wanted something with my name in it. And then the actual definition of a coquette is like someone that's fun and flirty. So basically, like not like a bad way. I used to really love big, like statement pieces, vintage pieces, bulky accessories. So I started blogging, and then I turned that into I started selling jewelry. So I had a accessory boutique back then in college.
Mhm.
It was really great. InStyle magazine picked up one of my posts. I kind of had like this like
Wow.
subtle moment on Twitter and everything, and I woke up and I had stuff sold out, stuff that I didn't even have. So it was a
Wow.
really big learning lesson for me because my logistics were not in place. Like I just was not prepared for that. It's
Hmm.
something you dream and you want, but when
Hmm.
it happens, and I was not prepared.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it kind of freaked me out, and I just shut everything down. And I just took a step back. But I started there. I started blogging, and basically it would just be like outfit posts. So whatever I'm wearing, I'm in the alleys of DC, just taking photos.
Uh-huh. Ah, okay. So, well, that's interesting. So in style, they picked up a piece, and so that I tell you, it seems like you've been like you know the hustle, like you know how to like do the.
Yeah.
It sounds like you have like because there are certain people, not everybody, and for me, it's a hard earned because I'm not good at marketing, none of that stuff. I'm just not good at it, and so it's an effort. And so it sounds like it's something that's pretty natural for you. So so what made you start thinking? Because you were doing the jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you transition to like, oh, let's do this live? Because you're like, how did you
Right.
transition from doing that and having like your jewelry in your like little boutique and having that online? How did you do that? And did you do your boot because you were at school, right? You said you were in
Right.
school
Went to
when
Howard,
you were doing
yeah.
that. Okay.
So I
Yeah. So
shut
how did you
everything down.
transfer?
Um, Shut everything down, was living my life.
Hmm.
And then I just became a mom. So during that phase, I like lost myself as an individual. So
Hmm.
people don't talk about this enough. I think we're starting to come out of it and talk about it. It sounds bad when you say you lost yourself or your self identity. Like,
Hmm.
yes, I'm a mom, but I'm also Tisha, like
Yeah.
just Tisha the person.
Hmm.
So I was dealing with postpartum. I was dealing with all these things, and I just wasn't feeling complete. And at that time, because of being pregnant, all these things, like I just didn't get dressed. Like I was just over it. I
Uh-huh.
was super depressed. I didn't realize it until hindsight. But I
Hmm.
started back getting dressed, and then that same spark of vlogging, I was like, ugh, like let me just rebrand this. Let me like think this through, use what I learned. Like I
Hmm.
want something that's for me. So Elephant in My Room became because of my depression. I wanted to really address the elephants in my room. Like I was postpartum, I was a mom, my
Hmm.
style had changed. Like I was
Hmm.
once, I didn't have kids, so I was blowing money on trips and luxury
Hmm.
items, and that all
Hmm.
changed for me. So I wasn't doing that. So I started back where, okay, let's just do fashion. And then I said,
Uh-huh.
well, let me add this mom segment. Like I would make my kids food. And, like I didn't see
Hmm.
a lot of black bloggers at that time. There was not a
Hmm.
lot of black bloggers online. And if there were,
Hmm.
you knew. So it was very hard. And
Yeah.
I wanted someone that looked like me. So
Hmm.
I was like, well, you know what they say, you can't find it, you create it. So that's what I started doing with Elephant in My
Hmm.
Room in 2018. I revamped, relaunched my blog, and that's when I got into reselling. I was
Hmm.
introduced to Poshmark.
Hmm.
One of my favorite bloggers, her name was Natalie. She was Hispanic. She was pretty much, I think she still is, the face of Poshmark, like on their website.
Hmm.
And so basically, that's how I learned about the platform. She would, style her clothes, but she would sell them on Poshmark. So I'm like, what is this? So I created a Poshmark closet. I didn't really get into it, but then I was like, all right, like this is a thing. So for me, anything I'm interested in, I'm going to self-educate. I'm going to spend hours just trying to learn and educate myself on it. And I did. And so I started watching videos. Leslie, shout out to her at A Reseller's Passion. She was the first black woman reseller I found who was making a living off of it. So I was like, okay, this is a thing. Like I'm not weird. Like this
Hmm.
is a thing.
Hmm. Yeah.
So I like went to a store here in DC and I bought like some stuff and I was like, okay, it was $5. I'm like, okay, let me see, like, because I'm not a person who's really into name brands. I'm gonna wear
Uh-huh.
what I want to wear, but I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
these name brands are selling, so let me try to get a name brand and flip it. I flipped it. I
Hmm.
was like, okay,
Yeah.
let's see, let's do
Oh,
this
yeah.
again. So I kept doing it, but then for me, I just wasn't fulfilled because vintage on Poshmark back then, it wasn't selling. You you put vintage on Poshmark now, it's going like this because it's trendy.
Yep.
So for
Yep.
me, I was still wearing it. Like if you go down my entire Instagram page, you see me with vintage handbags, vintage blazers, like that's always been my style. So I was just like, well, I do want to do the reselling thing, but I was curious. I was like, is there a market of people like me who like this weird stuff?
Yeah.
So I put it on Poshmark. It sold, but I was just like, all the work I'm doing, what would happen if I just focused on this and branded it for myself?
Mm-hmm.
And I did. And I did. I was inspired by some local consignment shops here. I would like take her a lot of my clothes. And then, you know, it's like one of those things where if you see somebody else doing it, why not ask yourself, like, hey, what about me? Why can't I do it? So I was inspired. And then kind of also, like, my final straw was when I consigned my red bottoms and I got, like, a bogus amount for them. And I was like, yeah, no. Like, we're not doing it. So that was it for me. And that from there, it just took off and it has evolved. That was a lot, I know.
So, but then how did you, but how did you come to like Instagram and saying, okay, this is where I want to do it? Like, how did you, did someone like recommend it, or were you were on Instagram and you started doing lives? Because doing live selling, when COVID came around, and like there were people like right around that time that were doing, you know, they do a rack and then they do the live sales, you know, they would just, you know, there were people doing it. So it was like a couple of years ago, 2.5 years ago,
right,
close to 3. So then how did you come into doing that? Because I've seen like your change of like setup and all of that.
Yeah.
I've seen that happen.
Yeah.
And so how did you come to that? Like specifically?
So I was on Instagram. Like I said, I had my page since I was blogging in 2018 on Instagram. Basically what I was doing at that time was I was following pretty much resellers, like Poshmark resellers. But then once I went into that branding phase, I even remember I was following Tasha. So shout out to you, Tasha, LaTasha Marie Smithway. That's actually how I know Tasha. We actually we clicked. Like, we never met each other in person, but we clicked. She's a reseller on Poshmark. She's also she has her own brand now. But again, Leslie is the first person I saw do a live sale. And I would shop from Leslie. She's so vintage. She's so modern. She you know, made things from hand. I watched her do a live sale, and I was like, dang, this is a crazy concept. Leslie had her. She was the one who taught me how to get the numbers off of Amazon. Like, I learned a lot from Leslie. So I was like, this is dope. I was like, so okay, let me give it a try. And I did. It was amazing. And so then I'm trying to remember, like, Angelica wasn't doing live sales, but she was one of the very first people also that I followed who was selling vintage. The community, like, it's evolved, but Leslie was the first person I seen do a live sale and pretty much inspired that whole concept for me.
Brittany she was saying that that's what motivated her. Do you know what she's up to now?
Who you said?
Britt. Yeah, she wants to know, like, what she said, that she motivated her also.
Oh yeah.
Do you know where she is now? Yeah.
You mean Miss Leslie?
I think so.
Oh yeah, Leslie. She actually moved back to my hometown. So Leslie, when we first like fostered our relationship, she was living in Delaware, and she moved to Oxford. She's back in North Carolina, and crazy enough, she actually bought a home in my hometown. So I'm actually going to see her when I go home. So yeah, I still talk to her. She has made a huge transition. Leslie had she was reselling. She was on Poshmark. She had a YouTube channel. She has her business and platform has totally evolved. She had like podcasts. Like Leslie does her damn thing. So yeah, she's crocheting now. So she has beautiful crochet pieces.
So
I don't think she's reselling.
She's a Renaissance woman, seriously. Like, like, that inspires me, because I know that I think that as a village and a community, like, we learn, and like especially when we foster each other and we see somebody that's struggling and try and help them come into their own, it is like, it's definitely like there is a difference, you know. It definitely like makes people feel more confident, more like able to kind of like do their thing unencumbered, you know, because, you know, there's no judgment. You go and you do your thing. Everybody has their own style and all of that. Everybody has their own kind of like bag. So, okay, so then you came in, you're doing your lives here on Instagram. And then, so, because you're not really,
real quick, I tagged her.
Yeah, she tagged her in there.
Yeah.
So, so then because you were doing live, and then I saw that you were kind of like thinned it out. You were doing less and less.
Yeah.
So how did that, what happened with the progression with that? Like
I
doing
took
a
a
little, because you're
recent
still
break.
going, but just not as much.
So I haven't done a live sale since last year, which is crazy. I took a break. I feel like a lot of times people see this business, and as business owners, it's just not talked about. Like, I am not proud to say I'm a one man band. Like, everyone says that, and it's like, yeah, that's cool, but it drains you. At the end of the day, I'm still a person. I love what I do. And at the time for me, I was dealing with a lot of other personal things in my life. And it was business for me started becoming stressful. For me, I made this like promise to myself. The moment elephant in my room starts to stress me out, I have to take a step back because that's my happy space. It was created as my happy space. So I can't let the one piece of outlet I have, fade and start to stress me out. So live sales for me, what people don't see is it's very stressful. I have to go source. Sometimes, you're in an area where it's a plethora of vintage. However, you could be in an area where it's not. There's other resellers wherever you go. So for me, I'm sourcing the clothes. I got to clean the clothes, measure, ship, model, photograph, edit, content. That stuff consumes my whole day, and I'm doing this every single day. It was stressing me out. So you doing all this, you're trying to curate a rack, boom, you curate it. The second that live is over, you got to go back into curation mode.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what it is. So it was becoming stressful. It also, for me, was becoming one of those things that I guess, quote unquote, everybody was doing. And it's not to knock the hustle, but being the elephant is strictly that. I don't want to do what everybody else is doing. It's no disrespect. I still will do lives, but that's just not my focus anymore. Like, I don't want to do that. And also for me, my customers were becoming uncomfortable. People behavior in live sales were very disrespectful, and me, I'm going to say what I want to say. So to avoid me being disrespectful or ratchet or any of that, I'm going to walk away from it. So I just took a step back. In that process, I dealt with my personal life. I've moved. A lot of things have happened. I'm spiritually in a different space, relationship, like all these things for me have changed in that process. And it has also shown me, like, moving forward, how I want to handle my business. Because although live sales are amazing, I don't want that to be my only source of income for my business. Like, people think about Instagram. Instagram is not your only source of income. And if it is, you got a problem. And that's the reality. So, like it kind of sucks. Like, during that phase, I'm not gonna lie, like, my income, it declined because I wasn't doing live sales. But moving forward, like when I do decide to do another live, like, it'll be because I want to, not because it's just, oh, this is what I gotta do to make money, or like, it's not going to be as stressful because it's becoming ridiculous. Like, ridiculous.
Well, yeah, and speaking as someone that does lives a lot, I'm always on people like, when do you sleep, girl? I do lives a lot. I do it because I have like it's just so many pieces and items, and rolling off from Poshmark because we got up to 5,000 items, so I have a massive amount of inventory, and so it's helping me like do that. So I run sales and I do all of that, and like as we're shifting, we want to do like a touring thing where people come to Vegas, and we like host them, we take them around. There's the different like little spots like that they won't necessarily go to, that they won't see. So Josh and I are like thinking about ways to expand and do that. But it's like it is draining. It is draining, and I'm glad that you mentioned, because there's like you will see posts and you will see people having discussion about the toxicity and like and sometimes it'll bleed into a live and then it just goes off the rails. And so it's great to just step back and just like not even like let that be part of it, because it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And it manifests in my health, it like just comes in, so it's like that's good that you did that. And I'm proud. And I think it's kudos that you realized that you needed to do that. Like somebody like, because usually I ask questions at the end, but someone did ask, Madhimi, she asked if you could explain the branding aspect, like how, like for you, you as a brand, like what that means, means like for me, I think association, what you're associated with, like she's like known, like if you're associated with multiple things, or if like, they could like look like this is like if they were explaining to someone else, a bit about you, they be able to say, and your brand kind of defines that. But tell me what you think that, what your idea of like what the branding aspect is.
I agree with you on that part. So branding for me is basically what you're saying, like what do you identify as? So basically, the way I like to say it is to pick your brain. Ask yourself, like, when you hear elephant in my room, what do you think of? Hopefully, obviously, you think of Tisha, elephants, vintage, fashion, sustainability. That's overall the goal. So for you, if you're trying to brand, what do you want to be known as, in what way? When someone's talking about you in a room that you're not in, what are they saying about you? That's your brand. Your brand could be good, and it could also be bad. Hopefully,
Yep.
it's good.
Yep.
But with people kind of confuse that. Branding is separate from marketing. You have to first brand, then you market. Market is pulling those people to you.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really something internal you have to think about as
Mm-hmm.
you evolve. Like with me, as I evolve and change, sometimes you may have to rebrand. It's okay. Rebrand as many times as you need to. Sometimes
Yep.
we look at people's day 100 and we compare our day one, and you can't do that. The
Yep.
person I am today, who started this business, I'm not her anymore. So I had to rebrand my website. I had to redo it. That's all a part of rebranding. So you can start off as something and it can totally change, and that's totally fine. Like,
Mm-hmm.
people, it's okay. It's okay to change your brand, your idea. You may start off selling vintage and then you're like, honestly, I really don't like this. I really just want to do shoes or whatever it is. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's okay to experiment and evolve with
Yeah,
whatever you're doing.
it's hard if you kind of try and stick with something that's not working.
Yeah. Yeah.
You stick with something that's not clearly not working, and you're like pulling
Yeah.
your hair out.
Stop
You know,
doing
pulling
it.
it out because it's like, why is this not working? Then it's like, you know what, you need to step back. And I find that sometimes if I have a hard day, I have to step back and I have to sleep on it. You know, I have to be like, okay, I just need to and sleep on it and see if, because a lot of times in the morning,
Yeah.
I'm so,
It's
like,
fresh.
I go back at it, you know, the hustle comes back in, and the hustle mindset, and like, okay, that wasn't working, so I'm going to try this. And I try and do that. So that's really, really important to like emphasize that,
Yeah.
like, especially the whole like 100 day one, because I cannot, because it is hard because we are human beings and we're just like, we want to, you know, we
Yeah.
want to succeed at what we're doing. And it is hard to like see others like exceeding and excelling in
Mm-hmm.
something that you may be struggling out at that moment. But a lot of times you do have to look at what their journey was. And
Yeah.
a lot of times in the live is not the true picture. Do you know what I'm
It's
saying?
not. And that's
Like,
the
you don't
one
know the
thing. Yeah.
total full picture.
Yeah. That's really big. That's very important for me. Um, Instagram, it I don't know anybody who posts when, their hair isn't done, when they're broke, when they've had a bad day. Like, people aren't making those posts. It's only thing you see on Instagram are the ups. You don't see people's downs, and that's what
Mhm.
I had to really like focus on that. Like, honestly, I've been talking to Britt. Me and Britt, by the way, y'all, like, that's my friend for real in real life. So we talk a lot. But I was telling her, like, I've been studying, I've been in my word, and I've been studying. It's a 5-day series on comparison in the Bible, and it's like, I'm still on day 3. I'm not ready to go to day 4, because we all want to say, oh, we don't get jealous, we don't compare, but sometimes just being a human being, we can and we do. And
Mhm.
the thing that I had to realize is, what's for me is going to always be
Mhm.
for me, no matter
Mhm.
what, whatever it is.
Mhm.
And that's something that is hard, but you have to understand that. And it's like, people will see all these things. It's like, you don't know. These people, they may have somebody sourcing for them. These people may be consigning with
Yeah.
people. These people may have a team. These people may have these other things that you just don't see on this app. So you can't compare your resources to somebody else's resources. And it doesn't, like, regardless, it doesn't, you shouldn't make yourself feel like you're not enough. And that's really important to me. Like, I have it tatted on me because it's a constant reminder of, you are enough regardless. You don't have to go live, sis. Like, trust me, you can make money without going live, y'all. Like, I
Yeah.
promise you.
Well, there are people that they rarely go live. They do a post. They
Yeah.
just do posts or reels to sell their items, and they will be like sold, sold, sold. Like, you'll
Yeah.
see their page sold, sold, sold all across and they do that. And
Yeah.
so like that's something that, I'm like trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out that
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
And it's just
Find your
like,
way. You'll
because
find
the
your way
people don't
even for
realize,
me.
well,
Like, I'm trying to now
I'm sorry,
figure
I don't want
out
to interrupt.
when I'm going back into live. Like, I want to go live. I'm curating, but right now I have my rails and things. I moved, so my office is not done. I'm like, why am I rushing just to say I went live? And that's something too, like, go at your pace. Like, everybody looks at this app. You stop putting this trash content out just to say you made a post. Like, girl, wait a
Yeah.
second. Breathe. Let them people miss us. Like, and I'm telling you, who's for you is going to be for you. And guess what? During that time I took a break, I lost some followers. I don't care. Like, okay,
Yeah.
you know, like, cool. But I also gained some new people that I can't wait to get to know me, explore me, you know? So it's like, it's okay to like take a break. It's okay to go at your own pace, whatever that is. It could be once a week, it could be twice a week, whatever it is. Like,
Yeah.
it's cool.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And I've been giving some shots into my chaos lately. I'm just like, I show up the office and like I said, I'll tell you what, because it is like chock full of stuff, bags on the floor, IKEA bags, you know, my kitchen tables covered with stuff.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even separate people's purchases yet. And I'm like, it's Monday. I'm about to pull out my boho goddess braids. I feel like I want to pull them out because I'm like,
Yeah.
too much.
I
Too
feel
much.
you.
And that's like our reality and sharing. I think that people sharing more personal stuff that is not so glossy and retouched and all of that, they will definitely like, it's like, it makes them go, okay, it's relatable. Like, you know,
Yeah.
she may have this fire here, but she goes through this and it's like, okay, it's okay for me to be that way. And you know,
Yeah.
when you talk about people, when they're suffering mentally, these platforms can be like toxic and make them think that they're not enough. So it's really
Yeah.
important for people to show more of that. So I think that's really awesome. So then, okay, so, cause I don't want to like, I'm not going to like pigeonhole as far as like what you're doing, but
Yeah.
cause you're kind of changing it. You're kind of
Yeah.
changing it. So, but let me ask. Okay, because so then do you, and I asked this of Britt, and Britt's like, you know, I just kind of like, you know, with the style thing, she's like, that's just kind of my thing. I just kind of like came up with it myself. So
Yeah.
do you have anybody that like, because for me, it was old movies, like I was just like, oh my God. And then a few like celebrities like Grace Jones and like some people that were like, you know, just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And my auntie and all, you know, I have a
Yeah.
many influences. Do you have any like influences that were like, as far as your style and like, ooh, I see her. She looked like me, and she is rocking this. Look at her fro, whatever. Is there anybody that like that inspires you?
I wouldn't say there's like a particular person, but like, I surf Pinterest, so I could see like, okay, wow, I like this, but you know, I like something about this, so maybe I'll do this and then change it with this for me, like things like that. So I do get inspired from Pinterest. I am also inspired by like TV shows. So like I'm watching BMF. What's the show? Raising Canaan. You know, like all
Yeah,
those
yeah.
our classic movies. Even now, I'll go back and watch some old ones, and I'm like, oh snap! Like, you know, it's back in the day. Like, so those things inspire me to put a twist on it in my own way. Also, I know this probably sounds weird, but like location inspires me. I saved a spot today off of Georgia Ave in DC. It's like this brown and green brick. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
just like, damn, like camo or like color block, like, or neutral, something would look so good aesthetically with that. So I'm really inspired by the scenery here. Just like the row houses, the graffiti. Sometimes it gives me inspiration. Like I'll see two row houses together, and I'm like, dang, this teal and this pink looks good. Let me do a color block look. Like, so things like that
Ah,
inspire me.
ah.
Yeah.
That's see, but that can, you know, just how I say, with music, before I digress, okay, because I don't know if you've seen an old movie Mahogany. Like that's one of my
I
like
think so.
Dynarok
My
Mahogany.
mom. I
Oh my
think, yeah, I think
God,
my
the
mom has
fashion!
made me watch that like some.
Holy moly, that's like an older movie. I tell you, it's like it is like insane. But you know, you're talking about like you know, Sydney Portier and why am I blanking the name? It'll come to me. But there's where she was wearing like flowers in her hair and she's wearing a little wiggle dresses. And I was like, ooh, she kind of got my shape. You know, I think I
Yeah.
could wear something like that, you know, and it's inspired like that. So, but Mahogany, I tell you, Mahogany's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. The stuff is like, it's so fun. It's so fun. So,
Yeah.
so then you don't have anybody in your family or anybody that's like Billy D. Williams?
No.
No.
Hard no. No. No.
Well,
My
because
mom makes
every time
some.
everybody like, if they pick out something for me, I'm like, I done moved on from that. I
Yeah,
done
no.
strayed
My
into
mom,
another
she
decade.
don't shop for me at all. No. No. My
No.
sister's style is very different. She's more like a sneaker, t-shirt, jeans kind of gal. No, I
Uh-huh.
like to just put stuff on, like, and that's I think is so important. Like I said, my style is evolving even again because one,
Mm-hmm.
you gaining weight, so you gotta figure out, okay, look, this ain't looking right no more. Let me fix this.
Mm-hmm.
But also,
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to be in my 30s. I am a mom, but I want to I want to feel good about myself. Like certain things I would wear back in my 20s, like I'm just uncomfortable wearing them now. Like I don't want attention for my clothes to be because I'm like dressed, skanky. I want it to be because I'm dressed nice, like sophisticated,
Mm-hmm.
like elevated, So
Mm-hmm.
my style is changing, and I think the best way to really explore your style is to play around with different stuff. Like sometimes I put stuff on, I'm like, yeah, I ain't feeling this, or maybe I should have wore different. Such like today, like I had to go change, but I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling these earrings. Like like
Yeah.
just play around with stuff.
And I don't think anybody should be afraid to do that. That's the beauty of fashion. With hair grows back,
Yeah, I play
hopefully.
around with my
And
hair.
so with fashion, you just kind of like just you have fun, like you just it's not harmful for you to be able to like try and like to have this fun kind of thing. So what is your stance on like because I mentioned village, I mentioned community, and so when I'm like thinking about like what kind of effect I will have on others trying to like do the same or they're struggling or like are new to the business, what is your stance on community when it comes to like nurturing things that whether it's like literally community or the Instagram community where it's online? How do you have a stance on that, like as far as like because there's people that nurture and then there's people that just like kind of bite off, they bite
Yeah,
off, drain
yeah,
you till you got nothing left.
yeah,
Then they leave you for dead and
yeah,
do their own thing.
yeah.
So what's your stance on that?
So it goes back to what I said earlier. For me, it was me wanting to create community, what I call my tribe, based off of what at the time I didn't see. So, and it's so crazy. Like now, I like really, if y'all go on Pinterest, for us to see us, we have to type in whatever we're thinking and then put black woman or black girl. And I hate that. It
Mm-hmm.
really bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
But like a lot of people don't know, I post a lot on Pinterest because there's not a lot of us. So like, yeah, Instagram's great, it's a bunch of us, but that's an area that's lacking. So I'm over there. Like I'm over there, but for me, community, I wanted to just create this space where it's okay to have once felt down, to be a mom. I think a lot of times people don't realize like parenting is such a blessing, but it's also it can be stressful. Like we literally are winging this shit. We don't like. There's not a book on how to be like. There's books, but like sometimes stuff just happens. So it's like
Mm-hmm.
I'm a mom. My family's not here. I'm running a business. No one in my family that's close to me has ever ran a business. Has never like my mom never worked for themselves. Like even my mom, she tells me she's like, I don't know how you're doing this. I don't know how you're paying like my rent, my mortgage. Like she's like, how are you doing this? And it's like I just wanted to be that example of listen, it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to face this adversity, but have fun, have grace. It's okay to be the elephant. It's okay to look different in a room. Like, so that's
Mm-hmm.
what I try to bring. And for the most part, like, I love my tribe. I feel like the people that, like, when we do go live, we vibe. I
Mm-hmm.
genuinely try to foster these relationships, not just for content. Like, I genuinely try to respond to each comment. I genuinely try to, like, talk to people because that's who I am. And it's so crazy because, like, I be thinking I'm an introvert. Like, I don't know, but I do try to foster that. Like, I love a good laugh. Like, I'm just myself. So it's like I just want other people around me who are themselves too. Like, I take you as you are. Like, so that's what it is over here.
Yeah. Yeah, girl, they trying to brand me the singing reseller. I'm just like, I'm breaking a song. I'm breaking a song. I'm like, everybody wants to sing. They want me to sing them in,
Oh, I love
get
it.
their own personal little song. Because, I have certain ones I sing them in. you
Yeah,
know, of whatever songs add their name in there, you know, whether or not it's Carlos Santana or it's like some kind of rock and roll song. So I
oh,
like
I love
try and I do that. So it's really fun. So it's like I know those people, the people that are my ride or die. I said I
yeah,
mentioned Nikki B's, Colorama Thrifts. There's some people, Keita Davis. There's some people they come in and they're like, Pinks or Minerals. You can come in and they like, girl. Yeah, I was trying to, before you came on, I was like, so should I be singing some Prince? I was like, starting to sing some Prince stuff. Yeah, girl, I'll be singing. I'll be singing just a little bit, just a little bit. But it's just like, it's fun. And that's the point in lives, like where I'm like, you know, we giggle and all of that stuff. So it's not so like, okay, I'm not having as many sales, but you know, as when I'm on, I'm just, the tribe is being nurtured and I love to do that. And that's why we do the marathon on Tuesdays. So where do you see yourself in, thank you, Yvonne. You're so sweet. You know, I love you, girl. What do you see yourself in 5 years? Like, do you have a vision in 5 years, or do you think it's kind of hard? Because for me, it's hard to see myself in 5 years because I don't know. I kind of change. I kind of change daily sometimes, like my vision of what I want to do,
yeah.
and that might be part of my problem. But where do you see yourself? Like, even if it's 2 years, or where do you see yourself?
I'm still going to be doing the same thing. I want to, like I said, this one man show was awesome last year, but I don't want to be a one man show. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want that for myself. Some things I do want as far as business. I have my brother's food truck.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to cook. That's a very touchy subject, but like I'm getting the strength to what I want to do is convert it to a fashion truck. So that's a big
Yes.
project. Like that's a goal.
Yes.
So I kind
Yes.
of want
That
to be like the
would be
traveling
amazing.
thrifter. Um, I am looking to pair here in DC, or I'm even open to Maryland. But here in the DMV, I want to do like a nonprofit where even with my church, it's some dope things. But I want to pair. I think either whatever outlet God gives me, I want to be able to pair and do kind of like a clothing / styling thing. But I
Mm-hmm.
want it to be for moms and children, just because as a mom we make a lot of sacrifices. Like I've made a lot of sacrifices because of my mom. Like I make sure my kids got dunks before I get them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I
That's
just want to
well,
give that
you know,
back.
not all parents are like that. Not all
Yeah,
parents are like that.
yeah.
We're like that also, but not all of them are, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
so.
So I want to just kind of give back and help people develop their style in a way where, okay, like money's not an option. Come here, whether it be once a month, quarter, like whatever it is. Like I have a team of, even I want like interns, like people that's at Howard, in fashion. Come here, let's like put your degree to use. Like style these people. Let's do this. So
That's
that's my
great.
goal.
That's
I
great.
just got to kind of put the legwork in and do it. But that's why I've taken this time off to really think about that.
Yeah.
Like I said, Instagram is cute and all, it's fun, but like I feel like I'm not using this vessel the way I could be. And I know God gave me
Mm-hmm.
this business, so like I've just been kind of in the background, really trying
Mm-hmm.
to redefine my purpose at the time. Like I know what I'm doing, but there's
Mm-hmm.
there's so much more on my heart that I want to be doing, and I'm just trying to get certain things in place in my life. So like my home life is comfortable now. Like that was a big stress for me. Like so I can operate out of nothing but creativity. So that's I don't know. I don't know what time span that
That's
is, but that's what I
a lot, but that's so awesome.
yeah.
Josh tried to get me to do that out of Eartha, and I'm just like, she ain't big enough. She's single row. She's single
Yeah,
row. But you know, a food truck is so that would be because it's wide enough.
yeah,
It's wide enough to do it. Oh my God, that would be so amazing.
yeah,
And then you can like when people because there are pop-ups. People do pop-ups all the time.
yeah,
But as we have mentioned, we don't see a lot of people looking like us doing these kind of things. So it's really
yeah,
important for young girls like 8, 9, whatever, seeing us do those kind of things and saying, you know what?
yeah.
We can
Even
do it.
like teenagers, like I know here, so like my kids are elementary, but it's crazy. Like I'm picking my kids up, and these kids are like what, fifth grade. I'm like why do they sound like this? Like they just sound so grown. Like I just really want to like involve that mentorship of it, because
Yeah.
even some kids, like you said earlier, you know, not all parents make those sacrifices. So it is these young girls who maybe they're getting bullied because they don't have this wardrobe. And I do want to teach our youth that it's okay to shop secondhand. Like growing up now, these kids, they want Prada and all, they want all this stuff. And it's like what you see on TV, you see these reality stars on TV, but you're not thinking these people are 40, 50 years old wearing this stuff. They have the income for this. Like you're comparing yourself to these grown-ups. Like, let me show you how you can thrift or whatever it is. Like you don't have to be into fast fashion. You can create, like, you know, I just want to get into that.
Well, but
because it, like
the beauty of it is you find those gems.
Yeah.
You go thrifting, you never know. That's the beauty of it. It's like a little treasure hunt.
Yeah.
And you find those gems, and then you're just like, oh my God.
Yeah.
It's $9.99 and it's half off, you know, and you're just like, and then someone's just like, and it doesn't matter where it comes from, because it's like literally it's like so important to like nurture that sense of individuality and like taking all this, because my kids like go back and forth as far as like what they like, if they like going to thrift stores or not, you know, they go back and forth.
Yeah.
So I think that's great. That all sounds truly, truly amazing. I'm really, really, really excited to like hear about it. Like one of the things that I really like, going back a little bit, because I would see the little post with your girl and you guys would be matching. Oh my God, that cutest. I was like, oh my gosh, there was this green outfit. You guys look so cute. So I was just like, you know, I just like, I loved that. I loved that. Okay, so we had some questions. Come in. So let's, if you guys have any questions that you would like to, we've covered kind of a lot, but if you're kind of new to come into the talk, like we've covered a lot. So if you guys want to know if there's more, if you have questions, if it's business related, if it's branding related, if it's like somebody asked where we were in real life, I'm in Las Vegas. And then Tisha said she's in DMV area. She's like kind of cradling, you know, right? You're cradling two areas, and so that's where we're located. And so that's the beauty. That's the beauty of the internet in whole, is that, you know, we're connecting right now. We're far away from each other, and we're connecting, and that's a beautiful thing. It really is. It's a beautiful thing, and I think that's definitely the plus about the internet. Who's your best friend?
Oh Lord.
You already did the uppercase letters. I saw you, girl. Sorry. Let me see, because there were some celebrities that we're talking about. Yeah, celebrities thrift too. I ran when I was at a buy, sell, and trade store on Melrose. Like, you would not guess like how many celebrities came in, shopped, sold. Be saying, "Cat, she's not giving me enough." I was like, stop calling me. Stop calling me. She knows what she's doing, you know. So celebrities do it, you know, and they could spend a lot of money on other pieces, and they embrace the resale also. Did you guys have any questions? I'm looking back to see if there is if I had missed any. I think I addressed them as they were going. If you guys have any questions. Because this is your opportunity. This is your opportunity to learn a little bit more, gain some wisdom from someone. Because I tell you, I've done retail for decades, and like I've learned some stuff. So if you have anything that you want to like learn and gain some wisdom, please go on and comment now. And I do want to say, because she's buffering, oh, Tracy Ellis Ross, yeah, girl. And I know that because she probably has a stylist too, but some of those pieces that she gets that are straight up theme music, you know, theme music, seriously, like so many. La Brea saying, from mom to mom, I think you're doing a great job. Oh, yeah, I actually used to live above that. That's called decades. Yvonne, are you talking about decades? I used to live above that shop. If that's the one you're talking about, it's very high end. I went in there, I was like, Lord, hey, I gotta go somewhere else. Oh, so she can't hear. She left. So let's see if she comes back in. I am going to upload this once it has to do some like loading on Instagram's end. I am definitely going to load this up, and it's going to be on my page for the foreseeable future. And then I'm also going to add it to YouTube. If you are not subscribed on YouTube to the series, please, 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 because I'm going to eventually remove these off of Instagram. If you could subscribe on YouTube, that would be amazing. It is Conversations with StrayKatStyle. Also, no question. No, isn't she? I'm just amazed. And she is young to be, she's like kicking some butt. Seriously. And not sure, sis used to shop there. Oh, Miss Mark Boots. Ooh, I bet, because there's Wasteland, and then she's back. Okay, so let's bring her back in, because I want to, let's see. Let's bring her back in.
Okay,
Let's see.
I'm back. I had to move. I'm like, my service was like so bad just now. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. Guys, we are at the question and answer portion of the Christo's Own Decades IG luxury resale. Yeah, Decades. I used to live above it. I used to live in a studio apartment above there. It was my best friend's, and then I moved in because she was at her boyfriend's all the time, so I was there. I tell you, because they would have parties, and I would go down to parties, and it's like you turn around, there's everybody there. Everybody there. And it's like, hello, how you doing? Then they come to Crossroads. How much can I get for this? It's like, ah. And the Crossroads would probably be like, don't be mentioning us. They don't like to be mentioned. They're like publicity, but anyway. So did you have any questions for us? And was there anything else that you wanted to share? Like as far as like any shout outs you want to give? I know you're gonna send me the name of the eyeglasses that you're wearing. But are there any like shout outs that you think that these people should know about, as far as follow or any of that?
Well, first, thank you for inviting me on your platform. That means a lot. I really enjoyed talking with you. I'm so sorry. I'm so mad at myself. I'm going to say this over and over, but I apologize again for being late and in my car. But I really appreciate that. I definitely shout out to like just the community, because literally like you hear it, but it's true. Without you guys being on the interviews, liking posts, putting me in the algorithm, like there wouldn't be an elephant in my room. Shopping my business, respecting my space. Like I appreciate all of those things. Britt, always calling you. Shout out to you. Leslie again. She changed her name to A Worker's Passion. Shout out to my mentor, Nisi. I love you to death. Vinrello. Just shout out to like everyone. Just like everyone being in their own space. I don't really have like too big of like the brand things. Like y'all know me, I be chilling. But the glasses, y'all know the color. If you want to get them, cool. But yeah, like I really enjoyed this, and I just truly I'm grateful for the lifestyle that I've been wanting to live. Like I get to do whatever I want. Like that
Isn't
feels
that
amazing.
lovely?
It feels like incredible for me. So I'm really appreciative of that, and I don't take it for granted at all. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, double take outfit. I saw your silk outfit you had on. Good looking good, girl. Looking good, looking good. She did a reel with a silk duster. I'm pretty sure that was her. It was cute. So for as far as you do have a question. Someone has a question. MDLMTRL. Do you have any favorite stores in the DMV area?
Yeah, so I really enjoy shopping at Prime Thrift. I just did a reel on them. They're like literally it's hit or miss, but when it's a hit, it's a hit. You get vintage and modern. Their prices are really good. I also like Unique Thrift. There's several locations. There's literally 2 in Maryland. There's 1 in Virginia. Those are really good for vintage. I like Second Ave and Laurel. I like Red and Blue and Laurel for modern. Those are like my top ones. I don't really pop into Salvation Army and Goodwill anymore. I have a love-hate with them, so that's that.
Yeah, they're not all the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Oh, okay. Well, we are, because it looks like if you have any questions, because I'm going to do my like little spiel at the end of the end of this, and if you have any questions, I will ask her while she's still on here with me. Now I know because I stopped Salvation Army. I'm just like I'm done. But Good I've gone in a little bit, but I
Yeah.
mostly do like nonprofit, volunteer run organizations. That's where we tend to go. That's our biggest like collecting spots. Which you come visit me, I'll take you. So if you are interested in being a sponsor, there are different levels. You can pay every 6 months or every year. And it is bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. I'm going to put it in the post, the amounts for each one if you want to, because this is something that I'm doing. It's kind of like how the Lifestyle Marathon on Tuesday, that's the 10 and under with the $3 rapid rounds on Tuesdays with the multi-seller event. It's like a marathon all day. That is not a money-making venture for me. It's not I don't make a lot, but it's nurturing my village and my community. So it's like something that I wanted to do, even though because it's not the point of it. I have new resellers. They reach out to me. I put them, they DM me. I add them into the roster, and I want to do that where you come and you don't have to like crazy bid ups to where something starts at $10, $15, ends up selling for 175. There are bid ups, but it's very relaxed in that sense, so you can feel comfortable, sit down, feel comfortable to shop. So that's a village thing, but this is also labor love, and it's kind of like feeds into my personality. I love to learn about people. I'm a curious cat, and so I like to really, really learn, and I want to give people their due that I see that are like, I want to give them, it sounds like people are recognizing your talent, but I'm like, I wanted to bring it even more to the forefront because I think it's really, really important because you look like my sister's daughter. So it's like, it's really, really important that we, like people that look like us and that
Yeah.
look like, members of our community are represented and seen. So that's why being a sponsor will really help me to do that. It's not going to be once again, it's not going to be a big money thing unless somebody like hires me to be an interviewer. You never know.
Yeah.
But, you never know. You put it out there. You never know what'll happen. But I just want to say, first of all, because thank you so much. You are seriously like, and this is not, and I say what I mean what I say. When I say it, I'm not like just blowing hot air because I'm really, really, really impressed with you and what you're doing. Learning more about you, I'm like blown away. And I think that like, I just see huge, huge things happening. And I'm really, really honored that you sat down, you took the time. I know, it's life and, don't even think about the whole timing thing.
Yeah.
I'm just really, really grateful that like to have you here and to talk to you and learn more about you. I really am really, really, really appreciative. So thank you so much.
Sure
Thank you
thing.
so much.
Thank
And a
you.
huge thank you to everybody that came on, that asked questions, that
Yeah.
shared, that all of that good stuff. If I have new followers, I want to say thank you. All of that. Thank you so much. You guys have a wonderful rest of your Thursday. Look out for episode 6. Make sure if you're not following Tisha, make sure you're following her. Thank you, Tanya, so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm sure most of them are. So thank you, because I told when I was saying that you were coming on, everybody's like, I love her. I love her. So they were waiting for it. So
Sorry,
thank you
y'all.
so much. Thank you so much. This conversation is with Stray Cat Style. I am Kat with the K. And I want to say thank you guys so much for taking some time out of your Thursday to sit down, listen, all of that good stuff. And Tisha, thank you so much. And I look forward to seeing all your
Yeah,
good
I'm coming
stuff.
to Vegas. Pulling up on you. You're gonna
Yeah,
have to do the
girl, I tell
Vegas
everybody, I was
tour.
like, come on, because
I'm
I
not
tell you, there's some little
serious.
hole in the wall. Go on, roll over to Henderson. There's this
Yep.
one place. Oh my God.
When I
So
go
yeah.
to see Usher.
Oh,
I'm
girl,
manifesting.
yes,
I'm manifesting.
yeah.
It ain't there yet. Thank
Girl.
you.
Oh, my pleasure, you guys. So much love and gratitude. Have
Bye-bye.
heart, and we'll see you soon. Okay, bye bye. You guys.